Hi, good morning everybody. This is Heather at the Hamlet Library. I wanted to come on today and show you how to do this really beautiful spring bunny wreath. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Now for time purposes, I do have one that's kind of already technically done, but I will show you the steps of how to get it started. But for, like I said, for time purposes, I do have one that's done. But at the end, when I post this video, I will put a list of every the materials you need, but for right now, I'll just show you what you need. You're going to need a bunny wreath. This is the little frame you can get from Dollar Tree. If you cannot find that, I do have another option you can use. A lot of us have these, I think they're breast cancer ribbons, or just the ribbons you can use for any other, like autism or. You can flip this upside down and voila, you got a bunny. You can also use that frame also if you can't find this frame. They pretty much sell these a lot at Dollar Tree. I don't think it's just in October, but a lot of times they do have these. We'll set that to the side there. Like I said, you need a bunny wreath or your alternate. You're gonna need some blanket yarn. That's what I call it. We need a thinner kind. I didn't get the really thick kind. I just wanted a thin kind. You'll need some flowers or even ribbon. You definitely need a ribbon because you'll need a ribbon for the for your hanger also. Back for your hanger. You're gonna need some scissors. And you also have an option. This is an option. I won't be using it for mine, but we did want to give you an option to show you these little feet. They have these at Dollar Tree. There's 10 packs. You can make 5 wreaths out of this one, or whatever else you like to use it for. And the little bunny tushies. The little fluffy bunny butt. Then you can use a cotton ball with that also, but they do also already make these at Dollar Tree. And you get quite a few. There was 18 in that one pack. Okay. Now to get started, I'm going to move this to the side just a tad. Now you see this type of yarn comes in a humongous roll. What I did was I just rolled me off some and made my own little ball because it's easier to maneuver and to get started with than having to work around this bulky one, okay? But this is the exact same yarn. All I did was just take some of it and wrap it around my finger and just started the ball of yarn. Okay, to get started, first thing you're going to do, of course, is cut off all your tags and anything else that's on there. Set that to the side. What I recommend is do the ears last. We have been making some of these for our decorations here at the library, and we found that if you do the ears last, it's easier. So start with the bunny's face. And I started with mine upside down, the frame upside down, so you'll know that if you use glue, I can show you just how to tie it. But if you use glue, it'll get to going. Let's see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by the ear. I don't know if you can see this because I'm sort of in my shirt's kind of blending in. I'm gonna start tying right there at the end of the ear. Once I get this yarn on, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. I did first just take me some yarn and tie it in a knot. I think I tied it like 3 times just to make sure that the knot was secure. And leave that excess. I'm going to show you exactly why in a second. So get your knot started. You see how loose this is? It's going everywhere. That's why you're going to show that excess. What you're going to do is take your ball of yarn, wrap it around. And this is basically how you're going to wrap your bunny. Take that first one, and then you're going to tie that part too. This is going to hold it tight for you, okay? That way you don't need extra hands or anything like that. This is just going to help you hold it to get started. And if you run out of yarn with your ball there, don't worry, just start over again. Just the way it is, you start here, you're just going to start over again. Now I'm going to leave that excess there just in case if I needed to kind of tie something else off, okay? And we're just going to keep wrapping this around. Now you can go this way if you want, towards through the ears, but I did that to start on purpose at the end because when your ball of yarn, if it's too big, it won't fit through your ears, so make sure you do your ears last, okay? And you're just going to wrap it around. keep wrapping and keep scooting it across. And you're gonna have excess. And don't tie it so tight. I'm gonna pull it so tight that it's gonna break your yarn. But you want it kind of tight it together so the green part of the frame won't show through. Okay. And you can keep pushing it back and forth. Now I did kind of do a similar thing like this last year with the St. Patrick's Day, but I used thin yarn, and I found that if you use this blanket yarn, which I think that's what it's called, I'm not for sure, it's a softer material, but it also doesn't bend your frame. Now if you use that real thin yarn and you get it tighter and tighter, it will bend that frame. So just keep pushing it tight and keep pushing it tight. And just keep going around and around. And like I said, you see, it's a whole lot easier than working on that bulkier one if you just make your little one. So what I'm going to do is put this just to the side, and you're going to keep going. When you get to the ears, it's the exact same way, except when you get to this point of your ear, if you can see it right here, you're going to have to start using a little dab of hot glue because of the frame. It's not completely round like the bottom part. It wants to slide off easier. So, I did use that. That's all you got to do, but just keep wrapping it. Put a little dab of glue, wrap it, a little dab of glue, and wrap it, okay? Now, what I did was I kept going until I got to the tip of this ear because I wanted to show you how to finish that. What you're going to do is wrap it a little right there at the edge. Get some glue in there. Now make sure you try to make sure your glue doesn't show through the top. That's why I said make sure you're wrapping from the bottom up, okay? So all your glue and stuff will be at the back. And you're gonna have to hold this, so please be careful. It is hot glue, even if it is a low temp glue gun, it is hot. So what I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna wrap it around. I'm just gonna get me like a little coil of that of the yarn. I'm gonna make sure it's a little tight. I'm gonna put me a little dab at the very top. And I'm gonna wrap this just around, okay? Because all you're doing is just you wanna make that tight at the top for your little bunny tip and your bunny's ear, okay? And just hold that for a second. Dry just for a second. Okay. Now you see I can see some of the rest of the frame there. What I'm going to do is just go back around it. Make sure my bunny tip is straight. This, I'm going to have to say, will be the most difficult part of this is just getting the tip of that ear, and it's pretty simple to get. So this is a pretty easy, simple task. If you want your children to help you, just please make sure you, of course, just use caution with the glue gun. This is the only part that you have to use the glue gun on. The rest of it you can tie off. You don't have to use this. I just recommend using the glue gun for the tips of the ears and that half part of that ear up. That's all. But the rest of it, the kiddos can help. Now, if you do see, you go back through your ear and you do see that it doesn't look like you can see some of the framing, what you can do is take you some more yarn. This is what I did. I'm just going to glue this little piece down. Ow. Okay, now I'm going to use my scissors to help hold that part down so I don't burn myself again. And I'm just going to start wrapping that around just on certain parts. I mean, you want it to blend in. You don't want it to look like it's layered over it, okay? And I'm just going to go over it just where I think I see the edges. And you can also do that too once you get the into amount of the yarn, so that worked out perfectly. So that worked out great. And that was that one ball of yarn, and I can't honestly tell you how long of a length, but it took that one little ball of yarn just to make this one wreath. So you can make quite a few wreaths out of that yarn, that one, okay? I'm gonna hold this down. Perfect. And now you got your little, now if you see that part right there that it was excess, you can just cut that off. Because I did not want to cut it off until I knew I did not need it. I will put a little dab of glue there just to make sure I didn't cut too close. Try not to glue my scissors to it either. Alrighty, there you have it. You got a cute little bunny. Now, I'm not going to leave it there. You could if you wanted to. What you can do is, I'm going to give you some options, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. But I've got glue everywhere. Glue stuff all over me. Because like I said, we've been making these for the library for decorations. You can, now make sure you're not using the side that you glued on. Take these little feetsies, like that. Isn't that cute? You can do the little feetsy, and even do the little bunny tails, and put it in the middle, and that's all you have to have. But I'm not going to use the feet. I am going to use the bunny tail though. I do like the little bunny tails. I'm going to put me one of the little bunny tails on here. I'm going to put him right dab in the middle at the bottom. He almost looks like a nose. It's kind of hard to tell because it's white on white. But see, there you go. You can see it that way. I'm going to put me quite a little bit of glue on there. And I'm just going to squeeze that on there. And you can actually finish it like that too if you want. It's up to you. But I'm going to use these pretty flowers because like I said, I want this to be a spring one. I want this to go through spring, not just Easter. Because I like bunnies and I could use bunnies all year long. So, but it's up to you how you want it. I may use some of the greenery, so that's why I'm trying to see if I might take some of that off too. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. But with these flowers, you're going to have to trim those down so they will sit down in your or you could just like stick them through your yarn, but I wouldn't recommend that because you don't want it to accidentally show your wire frame. So I'm just going to cut these off really quick. Ooh. Okay. Now you can take some of your leaves. I'm going to place my flowers and then I might place my leaves as I go. Because I'm not for sure if I want to use it. Because I kind of want to go for like the flower halo that the ladies sometimes wear. I know they do it like for weddings and stuff like that. I'm just going to kind of place them as I want them. Where I think they may look cute. Or I may just put it all just on one little ear. Like I said, I haven't made up my mind, which I should have before I did this. I think I'm going to go for just one ear. It looks cuter that way. And I might put me some leaves in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now that I have my design, I'm going to start gluing my flowers on. Just make sure you're careful with the hot glue. And make sure I put that on there because I don't want to mess up our pretty tablecloth we got down here. Pretty sapphire tablecloth. Okay, I'm going to make sure I just like alternate my colors if I have, yeah, here we go. Make sure I use those, I like those peachy colors. And like I said, that's real spring pastel-y colors too. Now if you want to just use this for Easter, you can. But I want this to last a while. So I'm gonna make sure I put some springy to it. Talking to myself, sorry. I'm gonna glue just a few more on, and then I'll show you how to finish it. Because this is, like I said, it's really easy and simple because all you're doing is wrapping the yarn around your frame. And the hardest part, as you can see, is just where to put your flowers. Alrighty. Just want to make sure we get a real pretty cluster of flowers in here. And even with this batch right here, see, you can make at least, if you do them all the same, you can make a really big batch of these and maybe give them as gifts if you like for Easter or spring. It's up to you. Now, I did see where my string was showing some of my my frame, so I was trying to adjust it. Now, to put on your ribbon, because you got to have something to hold it. I'm just going to use a little piece. Now you could use a wire, I mean not a wire, but a wreath hanger. You could use that. You could also use, we have some command hooks here. You can also use that. But if you use either of those, I would recommend still using this ribbon so it'll hold on your wreath frame, so your wreath frame's not right there at your flowers, okay? This way it'll have something to hang on to and support it. Because it's also this lightweight yarn, blanket yarn, it won't be quite so heavy. If you were to use the rope, like I know you can get this rope at Dollar Tree too, it's a whole lot heavier, and I recommend either using a wire backing for it, like you would do ribbon, use a wire, and still use the wire, I keep saying wire wreath frame holder. I'll get it right in a minute, y'all. Let's see. I'm going to make sure I have this on here right. And we're going to make it like it is a ribbon. Like the awareness ribbon shape. I'm going to put me some glue right here in the middle, right behind it. Make sure you're putting this at the back. Please use some scissors or some little things you put on your fingers to protect while you're hot gluing. Use those or the scissors, because you want to make sure this is hot glued on good. Okay, put this here. Now I do see there's excess hanging off. Don't worry, y'all. I'm gonna cut that off. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see that. What I might do instead of cutting it off, I think I may just glue it on. It just give a little extra strength. My glue just don't want to come out. Alrighty. We are just about done. Now you can cut that excess off if you like, but my scissors aren't quite as sharp until I got glue all over them, so I wanted to kind of fold it over. But there you go. You got your cute little bunny frame, and well, it just came right off. Note to self: make sure you use enough of glue to hold your ribbon. Or just let it dry. I don't think I let it dry enough. Okay, I'm just going to hold it up because this will hold it, I promise. It's just that I didn't let the glue dry enough. So I don't want to smush my flowers too much. Okay. Alright. There you go. You got this cute, pretty little simple Easter and spring wreath that can go on your door Or you can even, like what we're going to do at the library, hang them up on the window. So if you want, you can come on down here and visit us at the library and see our different bunnies that we made. And I hope that y'all enjoyed this. Please comment below and let us know and show us pictures of the ones you made if you did make them. If not, I will see y'all next time.